What's up all you radical dudes and dudettes, Toyshiz here, and I got the weekly recoup for you. This has been quite an incredible week, just in terms of reveals and things just randomly popping on the shelves, and man, it is anarchy in the toy aisle right now, I swear, in the best of ways, don't get me wrong. There's so many things hitting, just at once. It's so much fun, yet just our wallets are trying to gasp for air, I swear to God. Anyways, let's kick it off. So, again, sorry for on April 1st when I did the Xmen wave, quote unquote, being up on Amazon for order. I'm glad so many of you took that with a grain of salt because yeah, I I know a lot of other toy people had said, like, I'm not gonna do anything. I won't be part of the. You give me that specific day, I'm gonna have fun with it, and I'm just glad everyone took it in all in good fun, because that's the one day that you're allowed to do something well. I had so many other ideas and stuff that probably would have been a lot more mean, so I tried to go, and I tried to make the X-Men or the Wolverine image that I used. I tried to make it bad, but I mean I even wrote April Fools on the thing. Anyways, regardless, thanks for having fun with it. All right, let's kick it off. So, first and foremost, we have the Star Wars The Black Series exclusive, and that's going to be the upcoming Gamorrean Guard. That's going to be exclusive to Target, of course. Yakface from yakface.com kind of reported on that, so definitely go check them out. They're the dudes for Star Wars, man. They know their stuff. If you want to look at my Instagram, I got the UPC and the DPCI from them up. I just reposted their image. But yeah, the Gamorrean Guard is looking to be, he's going to run about $30, which, in looking at the figure, I thought it was going to be a little bit bigger, as it is, and more weapons and stuff like that. I really thought it was going to be maybe about $25, to be quite honest, but, prices are going up, and this is a figure I think people really, really want. Now we just need a giant Rancor to go with our Gamorrean Guard. Anyways, but you know what? I'm happy that we're getting this figure. I think he looks great. I like his furry little belt. He looks well sculpted. Just overall, I'm excited to finally see this figure. And I like the packaging. It's a nice bigger box, but it looks to make sense. It shows off. He does have a lot of weapons and stuff like that. I hate when there's so much dead space in the plastic. So overall, I think this is a good call. And so this is looking to hit around June 1st, I believe. So we'll see. Probably a little bit before. You never know. Moving on, we have an image that I reposted from Victoria's Cantina again. Girl, she knows her Star Wars stuff. She's got a great YouTube Victoria's Cantina. So definitely go check her out. She posted a photo. I never really kind of figured out who this was from, but whoever did design it, well done. I really feel like Star Wars is as fun as it is, because of course you never can have enough Star Wars, but I really think that it's becoming kind of stagnant in the sense like each movie should be dictated in their product. I think The Last Jedi, people like the movie, take it or leave it, you know what I mean, in some cases with most, but with the toys, I feel like there was never enough aliens, droids and stuff like that. It was mostly human characters, and that's not really Star Wars. You don't want a bunch of human characters. You want the full scope of Star Wars. A lot of it was like the Force Awakens, figures that we never ever got, and that's what I feel it kind of poured into The Last Jedi, especially since we got like the Rathtar in the 3 3/4 inch, and they need a kind of renaissance, I think, because since it started with the red and black numbers for The Force Awakens, it's just kind of become the same thing. I was talking with somebody and they kind of hit the nail on the head. The red and black has become stagnant because you only see peg warmer figures like Zuvio or Jyn Erso or any of the other ones, and that's kind of, it's put like a spin on it in a negative way. Am I right in saying that? It just, I think colors associated with different movies as they come out not necessarily need to be renumbered. but just say, hey, there's 25 characters for this particular movie. They're in the yellow set. There's 25 for this movie. They're in the blue set. Something. That's just my thoughts and feelings, but I feel like soon, before we get all the way to whatever episode 9 is going to be titled, they need to do something different with the product. So that's all I'm going to say. I am excited to get the new Solo figures when they come out. I'm very jealous of everyone that's found them so far. I have seen nothing, not a single one, not even like the little, the shampoo bottles and stuff that people are posting. I've seen nothing related to Solo, and one thing I really want more than anything is a goddamn shirt that says Solo on it, just in the title of the movie, and I can't find that either. So I feel like Star Wars needs a little bit of a rejuvenation. I'm still having fun collecting them, but if it continues going that way, I'm not actively searching, and I want to be actively searching for Star Wars figures. So we got the Dewback coming out. Can't wait for that one. But I'll talk about more of that later. So in dealing with the Star Wars packaging, I decided to take a crack at it myself, just as a joke. Put a little bit of a Michael Bay Optimus Prime flame effects on the side of the box. See, that's why I feel like you don't have to change much about the box. Keep the boxes the same, but do it so that I really feel you should change the color every single movie, just to show, not only for collectors, but for people that are just casually buying them, either, maybe mom or dad or grandparents buying for the kids. It's just, oh, this looks different. The yellow really, really pops. So I really think that would be a good call in the future. Finish off these red and black boxes, to whatever number they're going to get to, probably 99, we'll say, and then definitely do something wild, do something totally new and cool. Moving on from that, though, so I had heard about like a new Thanos, but I wasn't aware that it was going, like, which Thanos was going to be. Truth be told, I thought it was going to be more of a new movie Thanos, and then sure enough, it shows up, and it's a Marvel Select Thanos. And again, originally I thought it was going to be, a movie version. This is like a good Thanos that kind of mixes the movie with the more modern comic book feel. The pictures I've seen, he looks fantastic. He was found at the California Adventure Disneyland theme park, specifically at the Guardians of the Galaxy gift shop ride. Gift shop, let's say that. And he's about $30 in the park. This is going to be, of course, an exclusive not only to the parks but to Disney stores as well. I haven't personally seen him. I called my Disney store, which I don't know if anybody's ever done that. That was the craziest thing. Call them up sometime. It's really funny the way they answer the phone. But I saw some other pictures from him. Let's see. It was from... Let's see who posted that. Oh, Oscar Perez 15. Thank you again for finding those and all the pictures and stuff like that. The original picture was found by Figurescaping, and that was at the Disney Store in London. So I am going to be picking this figure up. I'll admit I won't be actively searching for it. More often than not, I'll go to the mall or wherever a Disney store is soon and pick one up. Though he fits in well with Marvel Legends. He looks to be about 7.5 inch tall. He's a little bit shorter than most Marvel Selects, but all in all, I think it's a great figure. And just in the pictures and everything I've seen, he looks pretty fantastic. I'm not too keen on the the unhelmeted head. It looks a little bit weird in some light. Maybe it'll look better in hand, but it remains to be seen. Once you kind of have it, see it up close and all that kind of things. Also, let's see. Russian Instagram posted. What's it called? I can't even read the Russian. I'm not even going to attempt it. I don't even know if I'd be saying it right anyways. But we got a first look at the Power of the Primes and Nemesis Prime, and that is going to be in Wave 3, which might be hitting in the next 2 months. These Transformers tend to stack up on one another. I found most of the Wave 2. I think the only one still remaining is the the Rodimus Prime, but it's the negative version, like the Rodimus Unicronus. I believe that's what his name is. Forgive me, I'm actually, I'm still getting back into Transformers and stuff. I have no idea who this character is. He looks cool. He's a repaint. Basically, they gave him like the Star Trek beard, like alternate universe kind of thing. That's how I see it. But he looks pretty cool. So you got Nemesis Prime. It looks to be a straight repaint of the first Power of the Primes Wave 1 Optimus. He looks good. He's a little bit more in the snow. Not really a huge reveal, but in the picture they got most of him kind of cropped out with what he's got going on. He looks like he's got some upgrades. He's got some weapons, blasters and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to it. More of a red and black kind of scheme. So yeah, I'll definitely pick that up when I see it. I can't believe how many of you didn't know about the Japanese Spider-Man. If it's from the 1978. It's amazing. So the story behind that, real fast, was that the Japanese television company, they wanted the rights to Spider-Man, and I believe how it goes is that Stan Lee was yeah, sure, like make something. Didn't really, put too much thought into it. Like, here, hopefully you do something with it. It's basically, like so many of you said, it's basically Power Rangers, and they slapped Spider-Man onto it. But it's so weird that it works, and he's got a giant robot that he calls with a little wrist thing. He does shoot webs and stuff, but it's not like what you'd think of Spider. It's so ridiculously Japanese in like the best ways. You gotta see it. It's amazing. Okay, so at Toy Fest West, when I went there, I met a really cool company. They're called the monthly. It's a monthly subscription, so it's kind of like those loot crate and things like that, but it's nothing but slime, and slime is making a huge comeback for some reason. But it's so like 90s that it's fun. I was at a restaurant the other night, and a little kid was playing with slime, and I saw he's doing stuff like it's so funny. You know what I mean? Like, to see that instead of them playing with like an iPad or something like that, I welcome it. That's amazing. But anyway, so the Slime Box Club, monthly subscription service. Go check them out on their website. It's actually slimeboxclub.com. It reminds me. That's why I had to pull out my Ghostbusters, because it's that look and feel of the old Ecto-1 or ectoplasm that they used to give you in the little jars. It's a lot of fun. They put little shapes and other little goodies mixed in with the slime. It's scented. It's safe. That's the best part. We're not making it with borax and killing our hands with bleach and stuff playing with it. But yeah, I really recommend it. Even if you're a Ghostbusters fan and you need slime, man, I can't. I think I made a joke. I'm gonna dump this, down the firehouse, the old Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters firehouse, and dump it down the skylight. That's what you're supposed to do in the old commercial and stuff like that. You dump the slime, and then you gotta pick all the pieces of slime off the plastic and stuff like that. It never actually came up as easy as they probably thought it would be. But definitely go check out the Slime Box Club. They're awesome. They're doing something rad. They're doing something different. So that's why I welcome that. And then moving on for the new Star Wars The Black Series figures for the first wave of Han Solo, the Han Solo movie. Thank you again to Jedi Temple Archives. They were able to pull the links from Amazon. Nobody could really find them if you typed them in, stuff like that, but they were cool enough. They made kind of a wish list that I was able to share and get the word out. So I appreciate everyone who, when I go, make sure you tell Jedi Temple Archives thank you, because this was all them. I was just trying to help them get the word out, but I appreciate it. I only ordered Grand Moff Tarkin only because and the Range Trooper, but only because I still like to go out and find figures myself. But like I've been saying, I'm not as actively searching for Star Wars figures as I used to. And those are going to be like the hard ones to find. I'm sure I'll find them all eventually, not a problem. But it's just kind of nice to get the ones you want right off the bat. They were all for, retail price between $18 and $20, which is perfect. So I think they're going to be released. At least I think the shipping date is by the 18th. So a little bit late from, the 13th, from when they're supposed to be doing like quote unquote, Force Friday and such like that. But I'm like I said, I'm happy to get them, and thank you again, Jedi Temple Archives. You guys are fantastic with the Star Wars news. So the crazy pickup, and pretty much my only pickup this week, I was just kind of driving home. I just got home, and Kylo Collector, who he always tags me and vice versa and stuff like that. He's a Star Wars guy, and I'm Star Wars Marvel, but he always seems to see all these Marvel stuff first when when I don't catch him right off the bat. But thank you again for tagging me in this photo. So this is wild. Walmart, somebody screwed up. They put the Ghost Rider and the Black Widow Marvel Legends Rider series up together or for $40, actually $39.73, and for when I do reporting and stuff like that, I always make sure the links work or things work themselves. And I haven't seen these in store yet, so I was jumping at this offer, and I figured if it doesn't work out, I'll just cancel it. It doesn't matter. So and it turns out I was able to secure the price. I actually got transferred to the Walmart app because I have that on my phone as well. And because I'd never used the app itself to make a purchase, they took $5 off. So it ended up total out the door, it was $37. It's crazy. A lot of people wrote in, said, I went to go pick up my order. They're not honoring the deal. Or a couple other people said, like, they honored the deal, but they had to pull teeth. Managers talking to employees, and, doing the runaround and stuff like that. Lucky for me, and I'm just saying, I'm very fortunate, and I didn't ask any questions. I just showed up, picked up my order. They had them sitting right there, and literally walked out the store. It was great. I lucked out. It was a fantastic deal. Thank you, Walmart, for messing that up. But for all those who got them as well, it was just a lucky thing. So I always say, take advantage of things like prices, mess ups like that, because there's so many things coming out. It's ridiculous to have to pay full price for everything. Stores are going to be so swamped with merchandise now. You got Solo, you got Infinity War. They don't even really know what to order, what's going to sell, how much to order. It's going to be madness. We're going to end up finding a lot of this stuff at clearance stores in a couple months. So take advantage of when stores mess up prices like this. Be smart in how you shop, and I'll help out and post whenever I can about the best deals. So, but I will say that I did a kind of like a live review on Instagram the other night, and I had a really nice time talking with all you guys. I think what did we do, like 3 hours? Some people came off and on. I kept telling them, like, oh, I gotta, they only allow like an hour per I guess you could say podcast, quote unquote, but I was like, I'm gonna take a bathroom break. Come back. It was like an intermission, like, but everyone was really cool. We had a great time talking about not only just figures, but movies and television shows and anything that's just like kind of nerd related and stuff like that. It was great. So let me know if you guys would like me to do more of that. I had an absolute blast doing it, and I would totally be down to do it again. But with the Ghost Rider, I love this figure. It's one of my favorite ones for this year. Ghost Rider has always been one of my favorite characters. So to finally have a really cool updated bike and stuff like that, of course it's got its problems and its hiccups and stuff like that, but definitely the good outweighs the bad. Not with Black Widow though. I'm really glad that I was able to take advantage of that, quick sale and stuff like that, because honestly, the Black Widow, the bike, the Widow herself, she's severely lacking in accessories and stuff like that. So. To be honest, it's a $25 set. I would pay, full price for Ghost Rider all day, just in terms of what you get, and it's a nice packaging for the figure overall. Black Widow is she's a lot of missed opportunities, billowing hair. She's riding a motorcycle. The motorcycle's kind of goofy itself, doesn't stand the best and all that kind of thing. So unfortunately, I can't give my recommendation for Black Widow, but Ghost Rider, if you can find it, I highly recommend that figure. Of Silver Surfer for the Walgreens exclusive hitting Mexico first, last week. That was a lot of fun. It was kind of like we'll talk about the X-Men in a minute, but kind of like that same level of excitement. Another along with Ghost Rider, Silver Surfer. is one of my favorite characters as well. It always has to do with the artwork and stuff. You know, Jack Kirby is always going to be like my favorite artist. And man, when he did the run, when he was doing comics back in the day, just the space artwork and the Kirby crackle and Galactus and the Fantastic Four, it's all amazing. I can't wait for this figure. This is one of my top figures for this year, so it's going to be great. I went to a couple Walgreens and I had seen a couple people discussing this online, and I wanted to do and just make sure for myself, that way I could honestly tell you. Went to 2 different Walgreens looking for the Deadpool wave, found nothing, but yes, they did say June 11th is the official street date for the Walgreens exclusive Silver Surfer. You will most likely see him probably a week or 2 before that, no joke, maybe even sooner than that, you never know. But you know how things get quote-unquote put out early, So, yeah, definitely look for him around that date, which I can't wait for. The Russo brothers put out a really cool letter, and listen, I have had a lot of things spoiled for me so far for Infinity War. I'm going to keep my page spoiler free. That is my promise to you. You will never see anything. I didn't even want to post about Spider-Man with the extra arms on his back. I put a giant spoiler warning. I'm like, just hey, listen, if you don't know about this, you don't want anything spoiled. I've had people tell me things. Some people just casually talking, and it's too specific to just be like a joke or a thought or, oh, this is what I hypothetically think is going to happen. So there's one in particular, and if that turns out to be true, I'm going to be livid. I swear to God, it's it's a ridiculous spoiler. I'm just like, really? Did you really have to tell me that? Anyways, so the Russo brothers put out, a nice, basically a statement saying, press release, that, don't ruin this for people. Don't spoil it. There's going to be so many special things. It's this giant culmination of 10 years worth of movies. Don't be that person that spoils it. That's just not going to be cool. You don't want to be that guy. Just don't do it. It's not cool. You don't want to be the one that ruins things for people. I know you maybe not, you don't care, stuff like that, but I'm asking you, please, this time, don't do it. And don't do it for Solo either. And this is wild and crazy news, but I'm sure after a while, I think everyone thought that this was going to be funded because of the way it was going. The Hasbro HasLab exclusive, the Katana Jabba's Mighty Sail Barge, has been officially funded. So it is coming. They're going to box that giant sucker up, and whoever ordered one is definitely going to be getting one. A lot of people have asked me, hey, you collect action figures. Why didn't you back the barge? It has nothing to do with, the price or anything like that. I simply don't really collect Star Wars 3 3/4 inch. I used to have a massive collection when they re-released the films back in 1997 with the whole, special edition. A little bit into the Phantom Menace, but I think that's where it stopped because honestly, I took a giant break from Star Wars. I wasn't really a big fan of the prequels. Wasn't really into collecting the figures. I picked and chose here and there. I got one of the Darth Vader, I think, from Revenge of the Sith, where he's on the operating table. That's really one of the ones that I can honestly remember, just because I thought that was really cool. The barge is amazing. It's a spectacular feat of engineering. On Hasbro's designer's part, it's gorgeous. I would love to have it displayed in my studio, but it would take up quite a bit of room around my shelvings and everything else so far. So I don't even have the figures that would be necessary to put it on. I know it comes with Jabba and Yak Face and things like that. I really don't really have any of the characters to add to that, and that's not really an excuse about why, but it's really the spacing. I am so stoked that it did because it shows that people they want to do this kind of thing. I really, really hope. I was on a podcast last night. We were discussing this, and I totally agreed with them. This was the Toy Migos. I agree that they said that this is going to be an exclusive only. So they got like 8,000 and change for backers. There should only be that many, and I totally agree with that. You don't please don't ever release it again. With like Disco Jabba Barge or another deco or something. It just use this as a feat of, you know, all the fans coming together, funding this thing, and doing something awesome collectively. This is their thing. Now let's do something else. Let's start talking about what you want to do with Marvel Legends or Transformers or Nerf or whatever else that you want to do through HasLab. You know, I'm just saying, you want to do a master mold for Marvel Legends, I'd be totally down for that. But let's start talking about it. Let's start hearing things around the time of San Diego Comic-Con. So I'm looking forward to all the plans that they have next. And the people over at In Demand Toys released some images of the new Star Wars The Black Series Red Squadron 3-pack of droids. They all look great. We knew this was coming for a while, and now that I think about it, I think I did see some pictures before, or maybe a mock-up or something. At least I saw the droids. But this is, you know, shows it more in the packaging and everything else like that. Excuse me. You're going to get R2-D2, R5-D8, and R2-X2, and I made a joke that it's like, oh, cool, we get to recreate all those epic scenes involving R5-D8 and R2-X2. I can't wait. I think it's great when you get the more obscure droids or creatures or aliens and stuff like that. I think it's more fun. And harkening back to, like, The Last Jedi, I mean, back in the day, we would have gotten those giant space camels with Finn and Rose. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't get a lot of the characters from The Last Jedi, but you got a lot of the same characters from, like, how many Luke Skywalkers do we need? How many Kylo Rens do we need? And I understand that those are the popular characters, and those are the ones that kids want, and people are going to want to play with, and everything else like that. But you still got to do the alien stuff, because kids, not only just kids, but collectors, love that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. So definitely do more, you know, with Episode 9 and Solo and stuff like that. I want to see more droids. I want to see more aliens. I don't just want human characters out the wazoo. So, but in terms of the Red Squadron Black Series set, it's going to be exclusive to Amazon. Should be out probably in the next couple months and such like that. But being on Amazon, you probably should have no problem picking one up. Let's see, moving on. Just showing off. I found this fingerling at the thrift store the other day, and oddly enough it worked, so I picked it up just for fun to kind of show it off. Man, those things are terrifying. I don't understand. If I was a little kid, that would scare the absolute heck out of me. It's like a freaking gremlin on your finger. Just busted out some of my Ghost Rider collection. I really wish I had access to my Toy Biz Ghost Riders and stuff like that. I just have them put away. Would have loved to have put those in the pictures, but thank you guys to everyone who commented and dug those. So this is really random. I get home the other day, I pop on the TV. I think I was watching the Shawshank Redemption or something like that. I don't know. You know, it's one of those movies that every time it's on, you watch it, and you never. I love that movie. It's fantastic, but it's one of those you never get enough of. Oddly enough, I'm watching the commercials, and the Geico thing comes over, and it starts off with a little bit of a, you know, Marvel, and that immediately gets my attention, because I'm like, oh, cool, Infinity War, yeah, anything that has to do with that, I'm totally down. Anyways, it goes into, you know, the little gecko. You think he's talking to all the Marvel characters. It turns out he's talking to a bunch of Marvel Legends, which was absolutely wild. So
there was an idea to bring together a group of remarkable people to help save the universe from paying too much on their car insurance.
Hey, there's cake in the break room. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Marvel Studios' Avengers Infinity War in theaters April 27th.
Now, where were we?
So I've videoed the commercial and posted it up, and I thought that was friggin' cool to see. Very unique. Thank you, Geico. I go through Geico for my insurance, so not only do I have the insurance, but I also have the action figures. It's stupid fun, but no, I appreciated that. That's a fun commercial, especially to show off to all you guys and such like that. If you are still interested in my Toys R Us tickets that I created these things just for fun, and I had a kind of like an overwhelming response that you guys wanted them. I tried you know, with printing and the bagging and everything else like that, and then also with shipping, because I don't want to be like, oh, well, you live here, so that's this much, or you live here, that, you know, I tried to keep it, and I use the Mercari app, and no, I don't work for Mercari. A lot of people said that. I just use Mercari a lot because it has a lot of old toys on there that I usually like to haggle with and get. So if you haven't joined yet, I highly recommend it. You should just live on Mercari. No, it's a great app if you like that kind of thing. I find it easier to use than eBay most of the time. But it's like a giant garage sale. I know I talk about it, but I can't recommend it enough. Anyway, so I popped these tickets on there. If you are interested, just go to the link in my on my bio page of my Instagram. It'll take you right to Mercari. If you don't have the app, just download it. Basically, pop your information in, and I made it for $13. That covers, it's out the door, covers the shipping, tickets. I'm basically making like $1 maybe off of each one, which somehow, some way, I was gonna just honestly put back into collecting a figure and stuff for a review for you guys. It's not going to be exorbitant. I think I've only sold a couple so far. Look, it's your opinion. I'm not going to argue with you on it, but some people wanted them. I was more than happy to make these for people, and also, you know, very happy that you guys liked what I did. So I made these as like a joke just for fun, but I do appreciate those that bought some from me. And if you don't like it, you know, maybe I'll make something else later on that you do like. And finally, we get to the big event of the week. Basically, the internet shut down, closed for business, blew up, whatever you want to say, total meltdown. We got our first look and actual release of the new X-Men Wave 3, the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure Wave. Now, leading back to my April Fool's joke, I had, you know, obviously that was my joke that these got released, and people were like, oh man, I was already, you know, with my credit card info, and I was, you know, desperately trying to search Amazon. And then I had said, well, you know, watch these things hit tomorrow, and no one's going to believe me. And sure enough, I 3 days later, you know, they get found up in Canada, of all places. So, Talker Art, he posted about it. Go check him out, dude. His collection is insane. You got to watch his YouTube review videos. Very realistic when he comes to reviews. I like his stuff a lot, so definitely go check him out. But the photo cred actually went to SB Toys 74. You know, he's up in Canada. It's a place up there called Heroes Comics. You know, it's a little comic store. They tend to get certain Marvel Legends in, you know, very, very early, oddly enough. But it's always nice to see new carded, you know, figures. My jaw hit the floor. I was standing in Target. I was going to get a coffee at Starbucks. I had to step out of line to post about this stuff. But it was well worth it. I'm glad everyone just kind of lost their minds. I lost my mind. But just seeing you got Multiple Man, Sabretooth, Storm, the new Wolverine in the yellow costume, of course, the new Magneto, who's the other one? Gladiator, and of course Psylocke. And they look fantastic. Oddly enough, this actually worked out. So I get the coffee, walking out the store. This little kid is running out, holding something in his hands. He's running up to his mom, who's getting into her car. He had one of those Super Mario Brothers cereal boxes. I have been looking for that for months. I've never ever seen one. I was at WonderCon. I ran up. I'm like, hey, how much is the cereal? And the guy, no joke, he goes, oh, that's $50. I'm like, $50 for cereal, huh? Well, I think that would be it for me if I ever had to spend $50 for a box of cereal. More power to him. He wants to sell that. That's his own prerogative. But no, I'm very glad I found it. I haven't opened it yet. I've just been so busy. But I plan on doing a review on the cereal. I'm so stoked. They used to do cereal like this stuff all the time. They had real Ghostbusters cereal. They had Ninja Turtle cereal. Everything had a cereal back in the day. Even if it was for a little, months. They had Batman cereal. It's so much fun to see that kind of thing. Plus the box is like a computer chip amiibo thing, which is really interesting. I don't have any. Well, you know what? I do have a Wii U. I never thought about it. I guess I could test it out so I can see if it works. So that remains to be seen. But I'll do a whole thing on it and let you guys know how the cereal works out. Moving on, this was actually in the same night, so we got a little bit more photos of the X-Men Wave out of the packaging, thanks to the Only Fox on Instagram. The photos, not to knock his photos in any way, shape, or form. These are just like really quick snapshots of the figures. It's not like the lighting is all professional and stuff like that, which of course that can't always be the way. But they look fine, and just giving us a look and stuff like that. Some people were saying that the figures looked a little janky or painted wrong and stuff like that. I agree in some instances. Wolverine's got a little bit of a funny thing going on with his mask underneath his eye and such like that. It could turns out that these could be very early releases from the factory. Maybe they didn't get the whole quality control thing. You never know. But for the most part, they look great. I will say though, I'm not too excited about the Apocalypse, only because I love the old Toy Biz Apocalypse. So it's one of those like Build-A-Figures where for once I'm like, and my opinion may change once I have it in hand. And it does look like a fantastic figure, but that Apocalypse from Toy Biz will always be the one. I always like the size of that dude, and it's a fantastic figure, so well sculpted. But the paint looks a little shiny. He's a little bit of a blue-black kind of thing. We'll see. Once I have these in hands and stuff like that. Like I said, my opinion may change, but very, very excited, irregardless, just to have these figures. You can't give me enough X-Men. Just do X-Men every other wave. And then kind of going with that as well, Boog Life on Instagram also was nice enough to send over some UPCs for the figures for me to post, so I do appreciate that. Go follow him. Thank you very much for doing that. Once these figures start hitting, this will be a good resource to kind of find them in stores and stuff like that using BrickSeek. And yeah, every character, and it's listed because the character names don't really appear just to the sizing formats of Instagram, but it's all listed and it should help you out. So thank you again. And back to Star Wars news. This one's absolutely heartbreaking to me because this is probably, no, I won't say probably, this is my number one figure that I've been looking forward to since it was announced under the Star Wars and pretty much any of the action figures that are coming out this year. I don't know why I resonate so. I love the Dewback and Stormtrooper combination. I really enjoy that. I have a 3 3/4 inch one. I have the other 3 3/4 inch one for the re-release of the special edition Star Wars and stuff like that. It's such a fun figure. It's such a fun dynamic that you see this. But Laser Pants Toy Shots in Seattle, Washington found the Dewback on Target shelves, and they wouldn't let him buy it. And when I was reading that, I was like, oh my god, that's like heartbreaking. But I hope Laser Pants, which is just one of the best names ever, I hope you find the Dewback soon enough again when they can actually sell it to you. I don't understand that. I don't know why these people, you have it in hand, just figure it out, do whatever you got to do to type it out and do that kind of stuff. Just let people buy the stuff. It doesn't make any sense. I'm just gonna be, I would not like raise a stake and stuff, but I'd be like, you know what, I'm a collector. I'm taking this home somehow, some way. $59.99 takes it home, but a little steep on the price, I will say. But from what I've seen and other people reviewing it and stuff like that, I can't wait to have this figure. He's massive. He's got an articulated tongue, which is amazing, and it's always nice to have another Stormtrooper, a dirtied up Sandtrooper. Sorry, yeah, and I don't even have this figure yet, and I can't wait to have it. So if you find it on shelves, let me know, and I would say definitely pick one up if you are a Star Wars fan. I swear, this week has been about just flip-flopping between Marvel Legends and Star Wars. There's been a couple other, toy companies and stuff like that, but man, the big two right now is Marvel Legends and Star Wars, the Black Series. But we got a better look at the Black Widow and the upcoming Thor from the Avengers Infinity War Wave 2 of Marvel Legends. And shout out to the Widow Stings. Go check that out. It's like a Black Widow kind of fan page, which is really cool. Go check them out. The Black Widow, I'm not on the fence about it. It's taken a little bit getting used to, I guess, with the blonde hair, because everyone is so used to you know, Black Widow having red hair, obviously. And then, spoiler, if you haven't seen it, I'm just saying, a lot of people have already, you know, speculated and everything else. But just in case, I don't want to be the one that spoils it to you. So just move the thing a little bit. But this is about the Thor figure. If you've seen it, you've obviously seen his new, let's say, Mjolnir in a way. It's called the Stormbringer. It's more of an axe hammer. Kind of like a Legend of Zelda hammer. What was that thing called? You go after the dragon with it. Anyways, if you remember, comment, let me know the exact name. But he's got two eyes again. You know, obviously he lost the one in Ragnarok, but this kind of goes hand in hand with somebody telling me about quote unquote spoilers. So I won't talk about it, but I'm just saying that we'll see what happens in the movie. So yeah, both the figures look good. I need to see them more in hand. They look a little plain, or just a little bit like not the same level of quality that you're kind of used to with Marvel Legends. So it just remains to be seen once we have them in hand. Let's see, a little bit more Toys R Us news, as much as I don't like to talk about them, but there are still a lot of exclusives that people are looking for. And I did tell everyone that I will be posting Toys R Us news when it comes about in that sense. So they posted a large sign outside one of the stores. Totally Bond Tiger wrote in, thank you for writing in and letting me know, at his Toys R Us. It says, a giant sign, emptying our warehouses, restocking daily with new merchandise, check back soon. Now, the fact of the matter is that most companies, you know, the big ones, Hasbro, Marvel, Lego, all that stuff, had a mandate saying, you know what, no, we want our merchandise back, you owe us a ton of money, you're not putting stuff out. Apparently, whatever the inner workings is, I just don't even want to talk nor care about it anymore. It's just bad all around. Anyways, bad business. Shame on you. Toys R Us. To say that there's new merchandise could mean that there's new 2-packs. And as I found out today, as of this recording, yes, the Hydra 2-pack that everyone ridiculously, displaced with, putting it on shelves and stuff like that. It's starting to hit again. People are finding multiple, not multiple versions, but multiple sets. So that's good. That's one good aspect, and that's why I'm glad that I told people about this, because, you never know. I mean, we could even see the Thor 3-pack or the Ant-Man 2-pack. You never know at this point, especially with the X-Men hitting so early. So it remains to be seen, exactly what happens with those exclusives. I don't have a exact answer. I'm hearing, certain things and stuff so far, but I will tell you exactly when I see it, because I don't want to report on things that may or may not be true. We're in it to win it, and that doesn't help anybody collect when you have the wrong news. So definitely get to Toys R Us. Try and take advantage of their massive clearance sale, right? 10%. But if you are looking for a Hydra 2-pack, that's looks to be a good chance you might actually find it. So good luck in your search. Now this is pretty cool. It's a little bit of a change up, but not Marvel. It's not Star Wars. It's actually DC Multiverse. And man, I can't even tell you the last time I actually was reporting or talking about these figures. So they are wait, hold on. They're action figures. They're a toy company. They posted about getting some new stock in, namely a brand new line of DC Multiverse figures. And I'm just going to call it, this is the 90s DC Multiverse line. They, there's Catwoman, there's Batman Beyond, there's Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern, in his full-on, awesome 90s comic book costume. Kingdom Come Superman, Kid Impulse, and Lobo, who may or may not, be, let's say, the 6 figure, or he could be the Build-A-Figure. It remains to be seen. We don't actually know who the Collect and Connect figure. You don't ever want... I made a joke about this today. You don't want to say, every time someone is talking about DC Multiverse and they say Build-A-Figure, and you're like, oh, no, wait, no, I'm sorry. The Collect and Connect. You always, stop yourself as if you've said the most horrible thing ever. But, the figures look cool. I hope that I can find them in stores. I have not found nor completed a full set of DC Multiverse King Shark, no. Rookie, no. Haven't seen hide nor hair of the Clayface wave, except at WonderCon. And I hope that these are a little bit different. I haven't even seen the second set of the Super Friends. I haven't seen the Wonder Woman and Wonder Girl set with the what's his name, the Collect and Connect Dr. Psycho. I want to collect DC Multiverse. I want their figures, but Mattel, you're making it so difficult. All I ever see are Wonder Woman figures, and how long ago did that come out? You know, I mean, even the Justice League for the most part are gone from shelves. I think those are still just heavily prevalent at Toys R Us at this point. But Mattel, if you're listening, I want to be a collector of your figures. I want them. I love DC Comics. You know what I mean? And this is right up my alley because I grew up reading the '90s comics. So please, try and work on distribution. Try talking to these companies because a lot of the people are in the same boat. You know, either they've found the entire wave or people have seen nothing. And you know, a lot of the figures. That's why I really hope that these kind of show up at, you know, Ross or TJ Maxx. I feel like there's a giant warehouse somewhere full of DC Multiverse figures, and they'll all be released, and I could finally complete my King Shark. I'm still so bummed that I haven't been able to do that. Also, the rookie figure is amazing. I want these figures. Your Collect and Connect figures are amazing. You know, try and add a little bit more articulation to your regular figures. I'm just saying, but you know, you're really nailing it home with Collect and Connect. Just in terms of that, but also please have Red Wings for the Batman Beyond figure. I'm just just saying, but yes, again, Mattel. Final thing, I want your figures. Let's try and get myself and everyone else who wants to collect your stuff. Let's get them in hand. And another thing that is not only crazy to me but just makes me feel insanely old, and I'm not even that old, so. Cowboy Bebop, the very famous popular anime from the late 90s, that is officially 20 years old this week. Let's just say it was released in Japan. Obviously, it didn't hit the States until a little bit later, but specifically on Adult Swim, which was just amazing. And I had written that, I mean, when it was first announced, I wasn't really familiar with anime. Of course, everyone knew what Dragon Ball Z was, and at that time, Pokemon was really hitting things. But I never. That was a little bit. I was too old for that at the time. My little brother, he was definitely into that stuff. I used to take him to the card game, you know, tournaments and such like that. But I remember staying up late and manually taping the Cowboy Bebop to watch the next day, because I mean I had to get up for school and everything, but you know, you push the little record button in VCR, records the whole thing on the VHS. I still have those VHS somewhere. I'm gonna have to find those and bam them out. But man, I can't believe it's 20 years old. There's not a bad episode in the bunch of that entire series. And another thing I'm really glad about this is they've never gone back and like touched it. You know what I mean? There's not like a sequel series. There's not, oh, you know what, like, this character survived. I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't seen it, what is wrong with you? God, go and watch that show immediately. It's fantastic. And if you're not a fan of anime, like myself, like I mean, I dabble here and there, and some things are very cool, but for the most part, no, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm an anime fan. But this is just an amazing television show. It's an amazing premise. The characters are so memorable. The music is amazing. Please go watch this show immediately. The music was done by a lady named Yoko Kanno. She nailed the jazz. I'm a big fan of jazz myself, and they kind of nail every sub-genre of music you can think of, but they really, really hit it home with the jazz notes and stuff like that. So please go check this out, and please don't think I'm too old after saying that. That this was released 20 years ago. Are you kidding? God dang. And let's see, next up on the thing, posted, actually, we'll say this morning if you're watching this on Friday morning, I was joke that, you know, it seems to be, and I get up fairly early, but a lot of people on the East Coast, they're going to get these pictures first and such like that, but it's always nice when you wake up to new toys or something you know, like, oh, you wake up, roll over, turn your phone on, you're like, oh, wow, check that out, that's amazing. such is the case with it's Dan who posted the Avengers Infinity War Wave 2. And they're all the packaged images. You're gonna get, you know, Thor, Black Widow, Malekith comic book version. It's just a simple repaint of the STCC Thor box set that they did, but a welcome one in case you didn't get that set. My favorite one of the line, the Paul Rudd Ant-Man. Can't wait to slap at the base with that figure. You also got Marvel's Wasp. She looks incredible. I am really excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp. You got Infinity War coming. That's gonna, you know, blow it all out of the water. But in terms of just, I liked Black Panther, but I guess in terms of what I know about the character and stuff like that, it's not as, for me, it's not as big as Ant-Man and the Wasp. Black Panther was really good. I have my issues with it just in terms of how they treated some of the villains, but Ant-Man and the Wasp is already looking fantastic. I can't wait to see that movie. The Black Knight looks great. It comes with 3 different heads, which means some of you are probably going to get 3 different figures. I'm just saying. It looks great. And, of course, the Build-A-Figure, which I reported on, let's say a month or two ago, is going to be the Black Order's Cull Obsidian, a.k.a. Black Dwarf. Thanos' little henchman, the Hulk version of their team and such like that. Massive dude. Looks to be a pretty massive figure, I would say, based on the legs with Paul Rudd that they come with. They're nearly his size, so the legs are looking at least, you know, 5.5 inches, probably. I would say gonna probably be at least an 8-inch figure. So that's always welcome when you can get the biggest Build-A-Figure you can get. I'll take it, man. That's that's great. Very excited for these figures. Can't wait to. There's so many Marvel Legends figures coming out. Oh man, it's like I said, very welcome, but killing my wallet, Hasbro. You know what you're doing. You might as well just set up a bank account in my name and just take my money out per month. I found this interesting and also kind of like detrimental because in terms of spoilers, we're gonna have to be staying off the internet in certain instances because coming up in France at the Cannes Film Festival, Variety magazine reported that they're going to be showing Solo, a Star Wars story, which is awesome. I'm really glad that people get to see it first, especially in a venue like that. You know, usually films like that, it's not every day that you get into the Cannes Film Festival, even though it's a big studio film. I'm just saying, maybe we're in for a surprise with Solo in terms of it being not only just an action-packed Star Wars film, but maybe more of a story about humanity and stuff like that, a very artistic film. So I'm very hopeful. I'm looking forward to it either way. You can say what you want about The Last Jedi. I know Last Jedi has its problems and such like that, but it's still Star Wars and it's still infinitely better than the prequels. So you can't say that. But in terms of Solo, again, please don't spoil anything. Don't. Somebody wrote something on there I wasn't aware, so that got a little bit spoiled for me. If it's true or not, but just don't talk about spoilers. Just don't do it, and we can all experience Solo together. And really quick before we wrap up here, just because I've been kind of waiting for just to find the Ghost Rider and the Black Widow, and I succeeded this week in grabbing him. I'm pretty much caught up just in terms of figures that are supposed to be released in the order and the dates that they're supposed to be released. So I took a photo and kind of did a joke where it says Marvel Legends the first 4 months. You're looking at about 33, 34 figures so far, and that's not even including the Deadpool wave. Now the Deadpool wave is technically supposed to be hitting right around this time. I haven't found it yet. Hopefully I find it by next week. I know that's been hitting GameStops now, which means other stores not too far behind. So very, very much looking forward to getting that as well. But man, I can't believe there's so many figures. It's basically looking almost to be a one wave per month of the entire year of 2018. So it's not exactly 12 waves, but it's very close to it. I mean, you got Spider-Man coming out, you got Venom, You have Infinity War Wave 2. We got the Marvel, the first 10 years. We got the Sentinel. We got the Walgreens exclusive. There's so many Marvel Legends figures coming out. It's amazing. But in case you were wondering why, I've talked about this, but the Hasbro is their license for Marvel Legends is technically up this year. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I going to say that they're going to lose their license. They've been killing it. They're making a fortune, especially off of me. But, you know, in that sense, companies usually do that. They bam out as much product as they can do. And, you know, we just get to collect it and have fun with it. So if you were wondering why, now, it hasn't been said yet that officially their license has been renewed. But I can, come on, we can pretty much guarantee it would have to be something pretty detrimental for them to lose that license. That's just, they're like basically printing money at this point. And then last but not least, just to kind of wrap it up this week in terms of on the Friday, there have been reports, like I was saying, with Toys R Us putting a lot of signs up saying, hey, we're pulling stuff from our warehouse. And sure enough, like I said, a lot of people have been finding the Hydra 2-pack. So if you haven't found it yet, definitely get to Toys R Us and go and find it. And with that, I would say that pretty much wraps up the week. Now you can be in the know. You can talk about it with friends. You can say, you know, you can be the guy that's, oh, yeah, I got the secret information from old Toyshiz. A lot of things coming out. A lot of big reveals. Very happy. Hopefully everyone finds some solo figures in the next week and a half. So the 13th is the official release day for product and merchandise in stores for Solo. So you should be finding stuff around that time if you haven't. That's what I'm planning on doing. A lot of stuff from The Last Jedi is going to be heavily clearanced and out. It needs to be out by the 13th. So if you haven't picked up some of those things, you might get lucky. I know I'm gonna pick up a few things here and there. I'm probably gonna get the giant play set. For the 3 3/4 inch figures. I really like that, and just a couple things here and there that I've kind of eyeballed, and well, not necessarily didn't want to pay, you know, full price, but they heavily clearance that stuff to get it off the shelves. So like I always say, take advantage of it. With that being said, I sincerely hope that the X-Men, the Deadpool, Avengers Infinity War is all released soon. Let's talk more about different figures. How about next week? I'll try and cover a little bit more Mezco, you know, different, maybe even some import companies and stuff like that. I'd like to get more in the habit of being able to talk about different lines, not just being primarily Hasbro, which, you know, a lot of people, we all talk about it, we all love it, we all collect their lines and stuff like that. But my goal for you guys is to branch out a little bit better. Heck, even, you know, Hot Toys and Mondo and everything. You know what I mean? I want to give you guys the coolest and the best new stuff. So leave me a comment below. Let me know if I haven't talked about it before, or you want me to talk about different things or in a different way. Let me know, just so I get a better idea of what people want to see. Tell me some lines you want me to talk about. Tell me about some companies you want me to talk about. You know, throw me any ideas you have. I'd love to talk about toys with you guys, and I always try, if you take the time to private message me or write me on my Instagram, I always you know, do my best to write back, and I'm pretty good about that. I love talking with you guys. It really means a lot that you know, you come to me for your news and whatnot. So if you take the time to write me, I'm going to take the time to write you back. With that being said, though, I'm going to take off. Have a great weekend. Have a safe weekend. Find those Star Wars figures. Find those Marvel Legends figures. Find everything and anything. Take pictures. Tag me in it. Show me what you got. I love seeing your guys' collections. I love the camaraderie that we all share. So, you know, thank you. And Toyshiz wouldn't be much without, you know, all you guys' full support. So, again, I really do appreciate you all. If you are on YouTube, which you probably are right now because you'd be watching this, go ahead and like and subscribe to this video, to my channel. Hit the notifications button. So if you're driving home, hey, you want to listen to me rant and rave about all the past week's stuff to get you all caught up, there you go. If you're on Instagram or Twitter, go ahead and follow me at Toyshiz, and I'm also on Facebook now at Toyshiz as well. That's just a, you know, a little extra venue for you to grab some news if you're on Facebook. I don't know many people that are on Facebook anymore, but hey, you never know. Thank you guys so much. I will talk to you all soon. Adios.